Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, September 7th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Great television archives. At the top of the page, we have Sexually Speaking with Dr. Kathy Nutt, and down below also our eye candy feature. And over in the corner, our rock and roll poll question. Yesterday, our question was, did Jerry Lewis get screwed by MDA? Only 13% of you said yes, 16% said no. Number one answer at 71%. There's probably a whole lot more to the story. Everybody's sort of waiting for Jerry Lewis to talk, because apparently now the MDA people are saying, well, he was going to come on at the end of the show. It was only 6 hours this year. He was just supposed to come on and sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," and he didn't show up. Jerry Lewis's people said, no, there was never any firm commitment. That was just something that was once talked about. They were making references to Jerry Lewis. Why am I bothering talking about this? Anyhow, so you got the post office, and they're about ready to go out of business. And they're thinking about closing hundreds and hundreds. I'm not talking about like 200. I'm talking about like something like 800 post offices around the country. It might even be more than that as I think about it. And they're talking about killing off Saturday delivery, which I don't think we need anyhow. So if it were a matter of keeping the post office solvent and also holding down rates and the cost of stamps and stuff like that, would you be okay with the post office discontinuing Saturday delivery? That's today's rock and roll poll question. Yes or no? Answer in the corner. I can't imagine anybody needing mail so badly, especially in this day and age of electronic communication and everything being done on the internet. I just can't imagine that somebody would go, no, I got to have Saturday mail delivery or I'll go nuts. So let's just see what the answer is. I try not to influence the answers, but every once in a while I look at it on the paper and I go, why would anybody disagree with this? But you never know. So it's your opportunity to do it, and to do it anonymously and that sort of stuff. Well, something this date back in 1998. And I remember it well because I was there, as were a lot of you. And I was there for a lot of this stuff because this was the date that Mark McGwire tied Roger Maris's single-season home run record when he hit number 61 against the Chicago Cubs. Now, I don't even, sometimes is there any point in even talking about this? People seem to have their minds made up on this. People either love Mark McGwire, they love what he represented and how much excitement there was in the 1998 season. Those people tend to be people who just like anything wearing the jersey with the birds on the bat. They can do no wrong, that sort of stuff. Then there are other people who look and go, okay, well, he did it and he apologized. And there are other people like me who said, yeah, well, he did it and he apologized, but he put a large asterisk next to it by saying, yeah, but it didn't help me hit the home runs. It's like, why didn't you just stop talking? Why didn't you just stop right there and said, yeah, I did the steroids. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got swept up in it. And McGwire had to also know at the time that he said this, that the truth was going to come out, and we were going to find out, as we are learning now, that probably the majority of Major League Baseball players during the steroid era were, in fact, injecting steroids, thus the name the steroid era. So when you start saying, well, if McGwire was doing it, but almost everybody was doing it, well then maybe it's not as big a deal as we thought, the fact that he was cheating, because when everybody cheats, it's almost like nobody cheating. I know people will have an issue with that, but it really is true, at least in professional sports, at least as it applies to this situation. Tony Gwynn would probably have an argument with that, and I could definitely understand that. Anyhow, that having been said, all he had to do was say, I did it, I'm sorry, I don't know what I was doing. If you think less of me, I understand that. I hope that over the course of the next few years, as I return to baseball, I can earn your trust and your respect again. Boom, he's off the hook like that. But instead, he's got to say something like, would be like Pamela Anderson saying, oh yeah, well, these are giant, enormous fake boobs, but they didn't really help me with my show business career. Come on. As Judge Judy would say, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. It's official. Eddie Murphy is hosting the Academy Awards in February. Rumor has it that Billy Crystal, who's expressed some interest in hosting the awards again, will be used in some capacity. That would be a good idea. I hope it's not just a little token thing. Speaking of Billy Crystal, remember Anthony Michael Hall? A little skinny kid who was on Saturday Night Live for a season or two, but he was also in 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. A little scrawny kid. Very funny, by the way. But then he reappeared in Billy Crystal's HBO production of 61, about 10, 12 years ago. And great production, by the way. And Anthony Michael Hall portrayed Whitey Ford. And when he showed up, it was like, holy crap, the guy's huge. He's just absolutely enormous and apparently nuts. Apparently, out there in California, the LAPD keeps getting called to his house because he's been threatening people, squirting people with a garden hose for no reason, cussing people out, flipping them off. Some of the residents say, I've considered buying a gun because it's only a matter of time before this guy loses it and really hurts somebody. So keep your eye on that one. We knew Regis Philbin was going to be stepping down from the show. We now know the final date is going to be November 18th. Of course, no successor to Regis Philbin has been announced. So you're Celine Dion, and you're out of town, and the police call and they go, hey, we found a guy in your house. So anybody supposed to be in your house? And she says, no, there's not supposed to be anybody in my house. 36-year-old Daniel Bedard stole the keys out of Celine's husband's car and used them to enter the home. He tripped the alarm, which alerted the cops. The suspect was coming down a big staircase and said to the cops, hey guys, what are you doing here? Celine and her family, as we said, were not home. Anderson Cooper's new talk show premieres on Monday. First guest will be the parents of Amy Winehouse. Beetlejuice. Well, it's 2 decades now since that movie came out. That was when Alec Baldwin was still skinny. He had that really pencil-thin head, and they're talking about doing a sequel to Beetlejuice. Gillian Anderson told some Australian TV hosts that she thinks an X-Files movie is going to be out sometime next year. Centers for Disease Control released some good news on Tuesday. Fewer Americans are smoking, and the ones who are smoking less. Over the last 5 years, the percentage of Americans who smoke fell below 20% for the first time in decades. In the meantime, the state of Texas going in the opposite direction as far as health is concerned. As we heard that they were doing deep-fried sticks of butter at the Iowa State Fair. And I always am confused why people on television, when they're reading these stories, have this smile and joke around and laugh and everything, because it's disgusting. There's nothing funny, there's nothing entertaining, and the laughter and the smiles when anchor people are reading this story are completely out of place. This is we already have this grossly obese society. We have people dropping dead all over the place from obesity. It's a major health issue. There's nothing funny about it. About the state of Texas now doing deep-fried bubble gum. So they get the pink bubble gum extract, deep-fried, cover it in frosting and chiclets. They're also doing deep-fried salsa, deep-fried sauerkraut, and pork sausage ball. Oh, delicious. Save me one of those. A taco served in a bag of nacho cheese-flavored Doritos, and a buffalo chicken strip coated in pancake batter and then deep-fried. This is making me sick. Anti-American sentiment is dead for reasons like that, apparently. Hey man, you can go to America. They deep-fry bubble gum. The anti-American sentiment is apparently dead because everyone wants to be us again. Worldwide poll says that America is the coolest country in the world, beat out Brazil, Spain, and Italy. Belgium was ranked as the least cool country in the world, just below Poland, Turkey, and Canada. Now, why would Canada feel... Why would they finish at the bottom of the list? I think Canada might be like one of the best countries in the world. All right. Our win, by the way, attributed to, are you ready for this? Being the home of Barack Obama, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, and Steve Jobs. This is what these people around the world, this is the image we have around the world. Been almost 10 years since Richard Reed, the shoe bomber, tried to blow up a plane, and now they're saying that Homeland Security is going to be making an announcement very soon that says we don't have to take our shoes off anymore. We're going through an airport. No specific date set. 20-year-old in Florida arrested for trying to steal a pickup truck on Monday from the scene of a car crash while the police were still investigating it. That's balls, folks. That's balls. New season of Sons of Anarchy premiered last night. It's about a leather-clad bunch of criminals involved in drugs and violence, or as they are better known, LA Raiders fans. The Black Eyed Peas played a benefit concert for North Dakota flood victims recently. My God, haven't those people suffered enough? Madonna is going to release her next album in the spring of 2012, but she won't immediately go on tour. She's going to wait until after her boyfriend's prom. And Rams quarterback Sam Bradford made a female fan cry by giving her his autograph. That's sweet, but I like Brett Favre's method of texting the woman a picture of his penis. You want to know how old you are? Here's how old you are. Danny Lynn Hope Marshall Burkhead is 5. You know who Danny Lynn Hope Marshall Burkhead is? It's Anna Nicole Smith's daughter. She's 5 years old. All right, the New York skyline has been featured in hundreds, I don't know, maybe even thousands of films. With the 10th anniversary of 9/11 coming up here, there's a montage of all the films in which the World Trade Center towers were featured. I mean, everything from Serpico, Superman, Home Alone 2, Usual Suspects, Working Girl. I counted 77 movies in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It is fabulous to look at. It's right below what you're looking at right now on JC's Eye Candy. And our buddy Warren Zevon checked out on this date in 2003. He was only 56. He told David Letterman they hadn't been to the doctor in 20 years. He said it was one of those phobias that just didn't pay off. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Pick up Warren Zevon's final album and also pick up the CD of the tribute album with all these different people singing, including Bruce Springsteen and Jackson Browne and even Adam Sandler doing Werewolves of London. It is absolutely some of the finest music you'll ever hear. All right, rock and roll poll question. Would you be okay with the Postal Service discontinuing Saturday mail delivery if it held down the rates and helped keep the post office solvent? Yes or no? Answer in the corner. We'll have results for you tomorrow. That's it. JC's Daily Dose for Wednesday, September 7th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.